Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for, tuning in. My subscribers are growing, and I'm excited to see that, and I'm excited to be answering some comments, and I've got some related content coming your guys' way due to comments, here, Instagram, everywhere else. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share, do all that jazz. It's free. It takes about 30 seconds, and it really helps me understand where my audience is, understand what content I should be releasing. Again, look, we're watching a 40-plus-year-old get back into the rhythm of this, so, I'm happy to kind of hear what your thoughts are of what you want to see, why you want to see it, and, what I can show you guys more of as we progress. So I appreciate all of you, and, let's get to the workout. I am doing arms today. So, just so you guys are aware, like recording for me Saturday, Sunday morning, like nice and early, 7:30, get my workouts in. I don't want to disrupt people at the gym. That's not the guy I am. I don't want to also have to worry about asking like 30 people in the gym, is it cool if you're in the background of my video? So, whatever workouts fall on Saturday, Sunday for me, those are the workouts I'm recording. So you guys might see some arms a couple of times. You might see some shoulders a couple of times. It's going to be the luck of the draw as I go through a 5-day rotation. I am continuing the slowdown process, really doing some second counting as I'm going through my workouts. As you can see, I'm warming up with a tricep rope press down and right into a closer grip pulley curl. And let's talk about the two of these things and talk about the motion of them on the next set so I can kind of explain where my arms are, where my body is, and kind of what I'm doing here. But these are first and foremost high reps. So my warm up on this is probably in the, around that, 20, then 18, then 16, then 14 kind of rep range if I'm doing 4 sets of this. But let's talk with the tricep pull down, or press down. Love this little gadget. I have to get one of these things for my home gym, just because of where the hand grips are and all the rest. You'll see I'm around a 75-degree angle. I want to bring my arms forward in front of me so I can get a really proper extension. Getting like the back head of that tricep to engage, and then as I'm coming up nice and slowly on the negative, it's hitting that outer part of the tricep, so that more like the outer part of the horseshoe. And then pressing down. I'm never locking out in any of this. It looks like I may. I'm not. There's always going to be a millimeter or two or even a centimeter left for me to really lock out. Why I'm not doing that is puts pressure on my elbow. Also here, I'm not engaging my shoulder and I'm not engaging my pec. That's why I get to that 75-degree angle or so, because it's gonna, if I'm straight up, my chest is almost going to feel like it's pressing or like a decline press in this. And then also my front delts are going to engage as well with that. So I want to kind of eliminate that and put all the focus on my tricep. With the bicep curl, it's a bicep curl. No, I'm kidding. Elbows are a little bit further in front of me so I can get a better range of motion on the top of this. You're going to see a couple of different variations. And look, bicep curls are bicep curls are bicep curls, right? Whether you do barbell, pulley, curl bar, which I'm going to do all 3 in this workout. The focus for me in this workout is the tricep. That is the bigger part of the arm, so I'm focusing a little bit more on that as of lately. But I'm able to drag this all the way up to the top, and when I get to the top, I'm holding it for a second or two while I'm squeezing the bicep. Really want to get as much flexation going and contraction within the bicep as I can at the top of the motion, and then I'm coming down nice and slowly on the negative, power up, squeeze, hold, come down. So that's kind of the cadence of what I have in my head. Having the power behind coming up, the negative is the more important on these than the power motion coming up to the top. And again, for you weight counters out there, I don't know. It's probably about 32.5. This is a weird little setup behind me. It's got all this like 0.5, 0.7, point whatever. I felt like this machine was in kilos at some point, and that was probably a little bit more beneficial, or they only made it in Europe and all of a sudden brought it over here. I hate weight stacks that have decimal points to it. I'd rather have something from 10 to 150 and just know like I'm moving up in 10-pound increments, not 7.5-pound increments or whatever this. So again, 75-degree angle, not engaging the shoulder, not engaging the pectoral. I don't want anything else helping me with this. And I want to be able to get a nice full extension on my arm. I'm doing a little separation of it, a little out on the bottom. Again, just so I can get the fuller part of the back of the tricep. You can come straight down with this. Getting the side part of the tricep. You can come straight down with this, and that's really going to be more like an overhead dumbbell extension, like if you were to have like just one dumbbell behind your head, and that's really just working the meaty part of the tricep. Doing the separation at the bottom is helping get the side part of the tricep. It's like that showy piece that you'll see next to the brachialis when you're doing like a rear double bicep. That's the part of the tricep you're seeing, or a really good, powerful side chest shot. Because again, this is relatable to bodybuilding, right? So we're not working out for strength. We're not working out for functionality. We're working out for a certain package and presentation when you hit the stage. So everything I do is really more toward how does the pose look at the end, and where is this body part coming in on the pose. So you can see even during the warm-up, I'm really kind of getting fatigued on even the warm-up, right? So it's that high rep range in the beginning that's just blowing out everything. And that's just optimal blood flow, oxygenation into the muscle, pre-workout's kicking in, everything's kind of moving. So this machine is, I don't know, it's interesting for me. It's a dip machine. I don't think I fit in it very well, and I'm struggling to get the angle that isn't going to involve as much, like even with my hoodie on, you can see how much of my chest that's involved in this. And I'm not super excited about that. I don't really feel that this gives me the range of motion I really want. And I think even while, I've committed to this machine as part of my workout today, and I said, all right, I'm going to do it. I still wind up doing regular dips at the end, and that's going to be something that I get into. Dude that just passed by, really cool dude named Tommy. He's a friend of mine. If you guys ever need a really amazing mechanic, that's your dude. So shout out to Tommy. So I'm trying different seating positions here. I'm obviously trying different camera angles here, but not involving the chest on this is difficult, especially when you get to more weight. I remember these machines having like a belt on them to kind of keep you stable. I enjoyed those where I could tuck my butt forward and put my arms more behind me. So it's more like a bench dip, which is definitely more focused on the tricep than what a standard dip would be. So this, I don't know, this machine's just not 100% comfortable for me. And I'm not engaging the tricep as much as I really would like to within an arm workout. So I don't think this machine's going to wind up, like you could even see the chest engagement here. It's just contracting on that outer and upper pec and stuff, which, look, it's great. It feels awesome, and gets a nice little pump in the chest, but that's not what the focus of this workout is, right? So the focus of the workout is triceps, and I'm not engaging enough. So I should have made the decision to back off and just say, hey, you know what, do one set. Didn't feel like it was working, and just not do it. But I digress. I'm here. I'm committed, and I'm going to keep going through it. And luckily enough, supplement some other exercises in that makes sense. So just as a pause here, a little shout out to Chic. I know that I released another video where I did an unboxing. These are the wrist wraps that they had granted me and given me as a gift. Really excited to have them. Really helps with my wrist support, especially on an arm day like this where you're putting a lot of inflection on the wrist. I think it's only beneficial to have wrist support during something like this, right? So big shout out to Chic. And if you guys don't know what Chic is, chic.com. They sell a bunch of stuff. I did my unboxing video. I'll put a link to my unboxing video on the description below this video, just so you guys can go back and see it. It's only like, I think, the video right before this one, so you're not going too far back. So as I mentioned, and look, I even focused today to do more of a size matters kind of workout where it's really not a lot of detail with the workout. It's really just bulky exercises. So a lot more barbell or fixed bar curls, and then more pressing motions, not real detail motions for triceps. Just really want to induce as much growth as possible within the arms. So barbell curls, they're undeniable in the idea that they are just going to put on mass onto the arm because you can go nice and heavy. The only thing that I really don't like about barbells or any sort of, even the pulley curls that I started the workout with is the idea that you're not unilateral. So if your right's stronger, it's going to take a little bit. You have to really focus and concentrate on what your form looks like and where you're getting the pump. And then I'm going to go right into one of my new favorite tricep exercises, which is this, extension, dumbbell extension. This is a lot of fun. And in the last arm video I did, I give you guys a back view of this so you guys can understand what's going on behind me, and how this angle works. But you guys can even see just this, and look, you guys are looking on your phones or whatever it is, but you can see the tricep engagement there and your whole entire triceps coming in on this angle. So big thanks to my coach for showing me exactly the appropriate angle to take on this exercise. And I think this, beyond the warm-up, will probably be one of the only things that I actually superset buys and tries back and forth with. And I do double sets of this, by the way. So I start off 30 pounds, and I'll probably work up to 40 or 45 pounds and just do single. But I do feel that the pump with this is really just fantastic. Really great motion, really phenomenal focus just on the tricep, really just isolating that tricep in this motion. So shoulder's not coming in, chest isn't coming in, nothing else is coming in except for the tricep, which is overworking itself, especially with a double set like that. So I will continue to go back and forth between my barbell curls and those extensions, we'll call them. Lying dumbbell extensions, whatever. So even with the barbell curl, by the way, I am really doing a slow motion up and slow motion down. So hold, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3, down. Really good slow motion in the ocean on this. So want to be able to focus, concentrate, and induce as much blood flow as possible. So as I move up in weight, which I will, I already have thrown 5s, but I'm going slow with increasing the weight because right now form for me is the most important thing, and pace is another important thing. So as I move the weight up, the pace is obviously going to move a little quicker because I've got to use some supplemental muscles to come in and do my thing. But at the end of the day, it's kind of par for the course. So moved up to the 35 pounds here and going right back into double sets on this. Now again, tip, trick, something to keep in the back of your mind. I finished with my right arm, so I'm starting with my right arm. Finish with my left arm, I start with my left arm. Really good way to make sure that you're doing a phenomenal job balancing out right to left and left to right, especially with fatigue. Because again, you're constantly starting on the right. You might have more reps, more strength in your right arm than you would your left arm. And then all of a sudden you get to your left arm and you can only belt out 7 or 8 reps where you really needed 10. Something important as you look at the more fatigued arm, so whichever one that you stopped with is the more fatigued arm at that point, because it has the least amount of rest. You want to be able to engage that quickly and see what your rep range looks like. Guy's got a signature hoodie on. That's the other gym that I go to. I've never seen him before, so I'm not sure who he is, but it is a Saturday, and it's a really busy Saturday, by the way. This is like 7:15, 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and everybody is really out to play. I don't know if it's the weather or what's going on, but everyone's starting to come out like great guns. So There's just a lot of people roaming around this gym today. And again, despite the weight, keeping this pace, right? So 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, down, 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, down. And look, the harder and harder it gets to hold, that's more work you're doing. That's more inflection you're getting, more blood flow you're getting. That's what this kind of workout's all about, right? Slow and controlled. Just really pushing as much blood into that arm as possible. I don't know, here is where I go to singles, because it starts to get pretty heavy and I start to get fatigued, which again, that's the name of the game, right? You want to get fatigued, you want to get to failure. That is the whole entire point of these workouts, is to get to failure no matter how you get there, whether that's a volume of exercises, whether that's rep range, whether that's weight. I tend to go more toward volume of exercises and rep range, and that's how I get to my failure, because again, am I pushing crazy weights? No. There are guys at my weight that are pushing up some really phenomenal numbers. If that works for them and that's their growth, that's awesome. This works for me and my growth. Why? Because I'm a big fucking dude and it's worked. So there we go. So with the weight increase here, I know it's not going to be as slow and controlled as I would want it. So we are going to see what this looks like. Yeah, there's almost no hold on the top of this. So slow and controlled, yes, no hold. Anybody else have to do that, like tuck their shoulders back and kind of like have their body like just settle down? I tend to get tight and then bring my, I'm shrugging my arms up, and I just seem out of place with that. I don't know if this is my last set yet, but I'm already starting to drop because, again, the idea is failure. So another great way I get to failure, again, through that volume perspective, is just doing drop sets. Drop sets until I can't do this anymore, right? So that's the goal. Trying to bring back that hold. Meh. Could be better. Yep, gonna drop set again, because why not? I'm excited to get leaner and leaner as time goes on, and that's a little bit of my goal, right? So this, if we were to talk about bulking versus cutting, cycles, and all the rest, I am certainly on my way up, so I am getting bigger, but as I'm doing that, I am focusing on my caloric intake to ensure that I'm just not getting fat, right, as I get bigger. I don't want that. I want to be able to see more and more and understand more of how my body's shape is coming in, so getting lean is important to me. So you can see here, I'm back to that hold at the top, maximum contraction, but the rep range is going to be low, right? So if I can get 10 out, be a miracle, but frankly, I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, definitely not. I wasn't even counting, but I can tell you now that's not 10. And by the way, for some of the comments, yes, I now have a canteen. It's a Stanley, whatever the hell that means. But I was told the reusable plastic that I've been doing, or not non-reusable plastic, like single-use plastic, like the Smart Bottle waters. All I would do with those Smart Bottles, by the way, is just buy a 6-pack every like 2 months and just constantly fill them up at my kitchen sink and rotate through those 6 bottles. But definitely not helping the environment in that way. I understand that, but or at least not ultimately helping the environment. But somebody's like, oh, the bacteria and the single-use plastic. Okay, fine. So I sucked it up, and my wife and I went out and got a bunch of canteens. So we now have a bunch of these Stanley canteen things. That was just a single set because that's all I had in me for whatever that was, 45 pounds. It's an interesting machine in the back, by the way. I've never used it. I don't really want to, but anyway, moving into standard dips here, right? So I want to be able to talk about this, and I really wish I played with my camera angle, but I've got and I should have played with the camera angle a couple of different ways. So I've got the bars set in as close to my body as possible, because the wider I go, the more the chest engagement I get. The closer I go, the more the tricep engagement I get, right? So keep that in the back of your minds. The wider, more chest; closer, more tricep. But you'll see, and I'll wait until I get to my next set, where my elbow placement is. And these are assisted because, why not? I'm working on form, so having it be assisted helps me focus on making sure my arms are in the right place rather than just going up and belting out a bunch of shitty reps. So my elbows are behind me. I'm dipping forward a little bit to disengage the chest and have it all be in the arm. The stretch is deep, but then as the top, you can see that I'm not fully contracting all the way up, because that's going to give me a lot of chest engagement, and I don't want that. I want to keep tension on my tricep at all time. So if you are looking to do dips specifically for the tricep, this should be pretty much textbook form for hitting your triceps. Anything else where you're flaring your elbows out, or you're coming up all the way, or you have a wider grip, you are then working chest. Doing dips for tricep are exactly how this is done, right? Elbows behind yourself, tucked a little bit further forward, getting the chest out of the way, and making sure that those grips are close to you and not coming up to a full extension, because that's where the chest is going to get engaged. That is what a tricep dip looks like. And look, the other thing for the assisted is that I'm 272 pounds at this point in this video. So dipping 272 pounds, not impossible for me. I could certainly do it. Is it going to be the best focus for me? No, but taking off 50, 60 pounds here and there, why not? And get the focus in the form. And it gives me something to look forward to and encourage myself to get to as I drop weight a little bit, but also get stronger, that the idea that I can do it by myself is going to be there, and I can get the reps and the momentum and the movement that I want. Again, going to another, and again, I'm not supersetting a lot of my stuff today, so I know that's normal fare for a lot of the workouts you guys see. I specifically wanted a more tricep heavy workout, as I mentioned in the beginning. And I really want to work on bulking the arms up and getting them even more big. Or more bigger? Or bigger. I just want to get them bigger. So, focusing on going tricep to tricep, bicep to bicep, stuff like that. Actually, I am going to superset this, now that I'm thinking about it. I am going to superset this with easy bar curls. But this machine's great. Cool isolation. My elbow's protected. I just don't fit in it very well, so I struggle to get in and out of it and get, as you're watching, where my arm placement is and trying to get this bar down. I really just don't fit well. That's a cool dude, too. He does powerlifting for fun. I've mentioned him before in my videos. But, yeah, I don't know anybody who does powerlifting for fun, but he does it, and he's a really strong dude. So this is really all just, again, working the meaty part of that tricep, getting a little bit of the exterior of the tricep, but just power pressing, right? And again, all these multiple movements and working on different angles and all the rest is specifically bodybuilding, right? If I just want a strong tricep, I can pick one exercise and get really strong with it, and that's going to be it. But because I'm bodybuilding, that's the idea of all the multiple angles. And I'm doing almost zero individual stuff with my biceps today. If not, I don't do any individual stuff today. I'm doing just bar curls. So start off with the pulley curls, nice close grip. Then I did a wider grip barbell curl. Now I'm doing, this is the wide grip on the easy curl bar. So the wider you go, by the way, the more interior of your bicep you're working. The closer you go on this, the further out of the bicep you're working. So This picture is not painting itself very well because this is working the inner part of my bicep, not that peak part on the outside. But it still looks pretty awesome here. So I'm excited about that. And by the way, if you guys are enjoying all these, tips and all the little nuances that I bring to the table with my workouts, again, I'm going to become that guy. Take a second. It's free. It's easy. It helps me create more content and helps me understand better where my audience is. So I can, build videos that are going to be a little bit more in tune with who my audience is. So if you like this, subscribe it. Put on the notifications button. It takes like 2 seconds, and it helps me out, help you out, and be able to share more and more information as I go through my journey to 2025. And I appreciate all of you that do so. I appreciate you guys that don't, because you're watching my videos, but I appreciate you a little bit more if you did it. Again, going back to the idea, I can't stress this enough. You end with your left, you start with your left. You end with your right, you start with your right. So I tend to start with my non-dominant arm, which is my left, which is the one with the tattoos. So just because I know that's going to be the weaker, and I want to make sure that if I can only get 8 or 9 on my non-dominant, that I don't want my right or my dominant arm to take over down the road. So if I get 8 or 9 on my left, I get 8 or 9 on my right. But because I ended on my right, I'm going to start on my right and then go to my left, because that is the weaker out of the two at the moment, because it's not had the most recovery time. But let's talk about how busy this gym is today. So that's the front desk, by the way, to the left. And you just see the people passing by or coming in or doing all the rest. It's busy Saturday. So moving up in weight, but still having that concentration on the top, holding, squeezing. And think about, throwing up your arm. And someone says, "Oh, you work out? Let me see your arms." And you throw it up to your side, and you're just squeezing. Give a little pump, a little wrist turn to it. That's exactly what you're looking for out of every exercise that you're doing, whether it's your triceps, biceps, whatever. You're looking to flex that muscle at the top to induce as much blood flow. So again, you're doing any sort of chest press or bench press or anything to that nature at the top of the contraction or the top of the motion. You're looking to contract the chest and ensure that you're engaging. This is also going to help with mind-muscle connection. This is where posing comes in really well. As you become a better and better poser and you get more focused on understanding and feeling the muscle as you're posing, it's going to benefit and help with your workouts. So if you guys are looking to get into bodybuilding, start posing too, right? And it's a phenomenal workout. It also helps you with your stamina, helps you with your breathing. It's Tommy. Yo, Tommy. Helps you with the breathing, helps with the stamina. And it's going to help with mind-muscle connection. So think about, what posing looks like, and find a guy in the gym that may, a guy or a girl or a gal in the gym that, is doing some sort of, maybe they're getting ready for a competition or whatever, and say, "Hey, can you give me a couple of tips on posing?" I guarantee you, by the way, from a gym culture perspective, the people that compete, even like myself, are always eager to help others, especially if they're committed and they, seem as if they're engaged and they want to, learn more about the sport and learn more about what's going on. I'm always happy to help, anybody who's asking. Young, old, doesn't matter to me. I'll do my best to, do it at the end of my workout. I'm here to punch a card and, get to work. But at the end of the day, I'm eager to help anybody. So at the end of, most of my workouts, I'll chat with a couple of people and just, the guys or the gals that I've made friends with as I'm kind of, skulking around this gym. And I understand I'm not like the most approachable dude. And most of us that are getting ready to compete or competing or anything to that nature don't necessarily look very approachable. We are having a lot of fun. Right? We are having a great time in the gym. We enjoy what we do. But everything for us is tactical, right? So I come in with a hoodie because I want my body to stay warm, or I'm trying to warm up my body and get blood flow. But look, walking into a closed facility in a closed building with a hood up and big headphones on and all the rest is a deterrent, right? For most people. For me, it's tactical, right? And then I understand approaching someone at my size or looking the way I do is not necessarily the most inviting, but I guarantee you find the biggest dude or biggest gal in the gym or most in shape person and go up and, say, hey, when you have a second, I have a couple of questions if you don't mind. Guarantee they're going to be receptive to it. Guarantee it. And I might do a whole video. My wife and I were talking about this the other night, that I might just do a whole video on proper gym etiquette. Especially, from people that my stature or what I'm doing. So, and we are just going to finish off the workout with a couple of sets of these press downs. Again, another bulking exercise. Stacked up on this. I'm pretty sure I'm doing close to the whole stack. And again, these double pulleys, it's deceptive with the weight. So it's a really good. What's the word I'm looking for? Ego boost. When you could do a whole stack somewhere and say, yeah, I'm doing the stack. Yeah. It's got counterbalances and stuff. So that 150 is really more like 75, right? So hate to break it to you guys and break your hearts, but it's kind of what it is. But you can see I'm toast, right? My triceps are not functioning. I'm having a hard time pressing and moving. So I think I'm going to wind up with one more set of this and call it a day. And that's been a bicep tricep workout. That's an arm workout on a Saturday morning. Really just looking at adding on a ton of size. I'm not, do I care about the detail right now? Yeah, of course. But is that my focus? And am I doing, all of these lightweight stuff and angles and all that? No. I want to lift some heavy stuff, and I want to press, and I want to be able to curl, and I want just mass and size. So, guys, gals, all the rest. Thanks for joining. Stay tuned and see you soon.